So another interesting thing, and congratulations to South Carolina Gamecocks for winning the national championship. Congrats to Caitlin Clark on an amazing career, breaking the scoring record this year for the NCAA. And the reason why I say NCAA is because, this gives an opportunity for the type of things that Caitlin Clark did this year brought a lot of attention to women's basketball, especially in the college. Well, not just even college, because it's carrying on to the WNBA, everybody's interest, right? So, but another thing it did is it shined some light on some things that was hidden from us. Like, I didn't know about Lynette Woodard. So I was able to learn some things about her because the record that Caitlin broke was held by Lynette Woodard, which is very interesting. The reason why we didn't know it was because the NCAA didn't govern the league that she played. I mean, it was the same colleges, same teams. It was just governed by the WAIA, right? Or was it WAIA, right? It was just it wasn't the NCAA, just know that, right? And then what happened is after she set that record at 3,649 points with a man's ball and no three-point line. So imagine the amount of points that Caitlin scored from three. Imagine this lady in 4 years scoring just about the same amount of points with no three-point line. And she was playing with a man's ball, right? The reason why her record was hidden is because once the NCAA took over, I think in 1982, I think she set the record in 80 or 81. And then a year later, the NCAA took over, and now it was like a clean slate. So they didn't recognize her record. And this is a good opportunity to recognize it, which is what Caitlin and her coach did. They spoke on Lynette Woodard, and this is them talking about it.
Tonight is the night of the real record. To me, for the AIAW record that Lynette Woodard held, that was the real one. For some reason, the NCAA does not want to recognize the basketball that was played prior to 1982, and that's wrong. We played basketball back then. They just don't want to recognize it, and that hurts the rest of us that were playing at that time. There's no reason why that should not be the true record. And, at a school like Iowa that has been so rich in AIAW history, I just want to make sure we acknowledge Lynette's accomplishments in the game of basketball. But congratulations to Caitlin for being the true basketball leader in points tonight.
The NCAA didn't want to recognize women and what they did back in the 1980s. I think it just speaks to the foundation that these players have laid for us to have opportunities to be able to play in environments like this, in front of crowds like this. So I wouldn't have the opportunity to be able to do what I'm doing every single night if it wasn't for people like her. And obviously there's so many great players across the board. So I'm just really thankful and grateful to have those people that have come before me. And yeah, it's super special. Obviously she's one of the best all times, could certainly score the ball. But I think it just shows, Title IX is not that long ago. 50 years is not that long ago. And I think it just still shows the room that we have to improve, and where women's sports is going is a really great place.
So I think it was good for them to acknowledge her and bring that to everybody's attention. And I don't think it needs to be a conversation to where we're debating if the record is really broken. The record is broken, right? She scored more points than Lynette, right? So, it's no discussion that she broke the record. She broke the record. The only thing that is a conversation is, and it's really not a conversation, it's just that, hey, we need to acknowledge, how Caitlin did it was amazing. And we didn't acknowledge that Lynette scored this many points without a three-point line with a male ball. And I think that's how we do it. Hey, congratulations to Caitlin for breaking the record. She's the new record holder. And Lynette, it's good that we have now found out about your hidden record, and we can also acknowledge that was a great feat for you to be able to do it without a three-point line. I think that's dope. But this is her talking about it when she was on the podium.
I am the hidden figure, but no longer now. My record was hidden from everyone for 43 years. 43 years. I don't think, I'll just go ahead and get the elephant out of the room. I don't think my record has been broken because you can't duplicate what you're not duplicating. And so unless you come with a men's basketball and a 2-point shot, hey, you know. But just for you, so you can understand, so you can help me spread that word.
Yeah, I just think it's noteworthy. It's noteworthy to say, man, she did it with no 2-point, with no 3-point line and a man's ball. That's amazing. But Caitlin has the record. She's going to be the record holder until somebody breaks it. And this also gives you the opportunity to do more research and find out about more people. So Pearl Moore. Now she went, and I got it wrong. It wasn't the WAIA, it was the AIAW, right? But Kansas was considered a big school, which is where Lynette Woodard went. Pearl Moore went to a smaller school. So she even has more points than Lynette, Pistol Pete, and Caitlin because she reached 4,061 points. You see her at the top. So her record has never really been broken. And if Caitlin wanted to come back for a 5th year, she would break it in 2 games, right? Maybe 3 games. She'll break that, and she has eligibility to come back for a 5th year. But I think that's noteworthy as well. The reason why that she's not talked about as much is because, of course, it was the AIAW. Plus, it was a smaller school, and they really didn't count it because it was a small school. But 4,000 points is 4,000 points. That's a lot of freaking points, right? I think all of that is noteworthy. There's some great women basketball players that we get to acknowledge, and all of that is due to what Caitlin was able to do the last 2 years. That brought so much attention to women's sports, man. So I think that's really dope, and kudos to her for that, man. So